Our scientific friends refer to this as a Tsuga canadensis, but for the rest of us common folks who like to refer and use common names, we're going to refer to this guy as the eastern hemlock. So let's look at some of the key characteristics of the eastern hemlock. First of all, on the top part of the leaf, you notice it's going to be a light green. We flip it over on the back side of the leaf. You'll notice that each individual leaf, needle and or scale is going to have a little bitty white line on the back side of them. Okay, that's going to be one of those key characteristics. Not only, if we look the way this branch presents itself, it's all laying on a flat plane, but we take it, turn it to the side. If you can look, the way it's arranged on the branch is it's said to be two ranked. While one is going down, the one right beside of it's turning up. Two ranked, like a group of soldiers that are staggered in together in line. Furthermore, if you look, all of them are predominantly the same exact length, so it looks like they all erupted off of the twig about the same time. Again, this is the eastern hemlock. There's no other native tree in Georgia that it can kind of be confused with. If you look, it's going to be more or less a oblong shape. It's going to be at the base. It's going to be kind of rounded, and then it ends up and it gets very pointed at the end. The only other tree that it could possibly get confused with is going to be a western hemlock that grows out west, but this tree is native to the North Georgia mountains, and they don't grow anywhere close together, but they do share some similar characteristics. And the biggest difference is the eastern hemlock. If you notice how flat that it grows along the same plane. There's no overlap between branches and twigs. Western hemlock, what it will do is, instead of growing like this, these branches will kind of fold and grow on top of one another, and more or less they will create a mat. Very similar to, I guess, some shingling, and it would keep rain from penetrating through from the top of the canopy to the bottom of the canopy. That's one key feature. And also, if we ever find a western hemlock, if you notice how these needle lengths are the exact same length, on western hemlock it will be very, very staggered and very noticeable. There will be multiple small and long, all differing lengths and variations of length of the leaf, instead of being pretty much uniform like it is here on the eastern hemlock. I believe these leaves or needles are supposed to be about 1/3 to 2/3 of an inch in length, and if we look, about 2/3, roughly between, it looks like a little less than 3/4, but a little bit over a half, so that's going to be roughly 2/3 of an inch in varying lengths that we have right here on the twig. Cone is going to be very small, about the length of your first joint of your pinky, kind of oblong, egg shape. I don't have any with me today because these trees are not native to where I live, but if you go to the North Georgia mountains, you will find them around in some of the mountainous areas where you do have cooler climates. They are being, I guess you could call it, beat up and attacked today by the Hemlock woody adelgid, and Georgia Forest Commission and other forest agencies currently are attempting to eradicate the Hemlock woody adelgid to save the eastern hemlock, but many of them have been lost in the North Carolina mountains and South Carolina due to this forest pest. Again, this is going to be the eastern hemlock. Eastern hemlock. Scientific name, Tsuga canadensis.